We should have just taken a screenshot of your hair from last week as the art of the week.
Oh god, there was a piece. You want to know? It was so funny because like so many people in the chat on Sunday was like, "Chrissy, you actually look good blonde. Oh my god, it's got Stacey and everything." And I was telling that to Brett, and he was like, "You're not thinking of keeping it like that, right?" And I kind of just leaned back in my chair, and I was like, "Why are you asking that, Golden?" And he's like, I don't like blonde people." And I was like, "What do you mean you don't like blonde people?" He's like, "Blonde people bullied me. I don't want you to be blonde." And I was like, I don't know how to take that.
Well, with this fascinating revelation, hello and welcome to the AWKWARDCast, where AY and Keyframe wonder about why blonde people deserve all the hate.
Aren't you blonde?
All the blonde people all the blonde people deserve hate, and yeah.
Okay, Max, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible.
I have never done
that
this.
hat plus that hoodie.
Oh
my god, please fix your hair. There we go. All that hat plus the hoodie makes you look like a really bad white SoundCloud rapper. Like no, stop. You have too many years on this earth and too little melanin to make that work. Stop.
Deal with it.
Wolfhead was thinking the exact same thing. Max looks like he makes demo tapes. Just demos, though. No full tracks. But anyways, yes, hello everyone. It's another Sunday, and this Sunday we got a good person on the show. We got Silver Quill.
Hello! Although I don't know why you call me a good person, I'll make you question that within several minutes.
Excellent.
See, I'm a host. I have to be nice. It's like working in an American retail store.
Call back to a bit of the pre-show that nobody on YouTube will get. Because you didn't watch live.
Yeah, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Someone comment if you're one of the 3 people who watched the YouTube uploads and not the stream, because I feel like the people who do watch the YouTube uploads already watched the stream.
No, I believe that. Yeah, anyways. We have a guest.
Yes, we have a guest. Comments,
where?
you can let us know. Have us have the most comment interaction we've ever had on an AWKWARDcast video. By saying you don't watch the live stream.
Excellent.
But yes, Silver, I mean, we've had you on the show a few times before, but for people who don't know, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
Well, who am I? I go by many names. There are some who call me Tim.
I don't get it.
But I do YouTube videos studying pop culture and its impact in relation to classic Jungian archetypal studies, especially. Or just trying to find some of the history behind an idea, which can be a lot of fun. Currently I'm going down the rabbit hole of Pygmalion and her presentations throughout the centuries. So why should people care? Well, if you want some culture on you, what can I say is stories are more fun when you realize how they're woven into the greater tapestry of our lives and history. So a little extra information, I think, is a benefit.
I mean, yes. That is a very highbrow start to a show like this, so, you know. I mean, I don't know how much that will stick with an audience that half of them despise audiobooks and half of them despise when I bring up a documentary.
I was about to say that the chat is already reacting not too positive to the prospect of culture.
Enigmas. I like enigmas. I have enough culture already, Silver. What does that mean? Like, how do you have enough culture?
Well, depending on what type of culture, there might be a disease. Also, I can always just be a little bit irreverent.
The dichotomy of man. Let me talk about Pygmalia. Here's a fart sound effect I have on a little plastic toy.
That's right. That's right. I can also make a dash.
So,
remember that thing you said about me, about my opinion changing in a few minutes?
Yeah, it's already working.
I was correct. I was correct.
Kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy right there. But yeah, what is going on in the life of the Silver Quill since you have been last with us?
Oh, far, far, far too much, I fear. It's been a run for glory. This has been the summer of terrible health.
Yeah.
But not mine.
Oh.
That's the weird thing.
How selfish of you.
Yes, I know. How dare I not suffer an ailment? Although, I guess that makes me available for everyone else's. So, let me paint you a picture. It is, April, and we've just completed, the BabsCon, Bay Area Running Spectacular. I had the pleasure of seeing Keyframe in person, and the displeasure of not making many sales. So I was feeling just a little downtrodden. Although Key offered several excellent ideas moving forward that have been very, very helpful. But I am 3 steps off the plane onto the Denver concourse when I get a text from a dear friend saying, "Are you back yet? I'm in the hospital." Oof. So I'm on the phone right away. What happened? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Turns out she'd fallen, hit a wall at the corner, and as a result was in so much pain that even as the hospital tried to process her through and then send her off with a pat on the head and some pain meds, she had to turn right around. And eventually this culminated in a shoulder replacement.
Is this the one with the cat?
Oh, nope, that's someone else. We'll get to her.
Okay.
Yeah. So for a good chunk of this summer, I have been going over, first visiting her in the hospital, thankfully a different one than what tried to get rid of her. Mm-hmm. And then a mode of transport after her discharge and getting her to and fro appointments, all the while helping her with her elderly mom. And yes, that one friend does have a cat, but so does my other friend, who just last week had 3 wisdom teeth out, and I was her designated driver.
Oh, wisdom teeth removals. Those are so much fun.
Oh, yes, I fondly recall my wisdom teeth removal.
How was yours one without any problems or errors?
No problems or errors that I can recall, just lying in bed half the waking asleep, not really sure of what is real, and is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Is this just fantasy? I remember mine. My teeth didn't even come in yet. My bloodline was just like, hey, before you leave, and you're taking off our insurance, let's just get your wisdom. The one good decision in retrospect that they've ever made, besides having me, was doing that. But man, getting all 4 of them out where they have to dig into your gums to do it because they're not out yet. I think like I was just kind of in bed in painkillers, and then people messaging me on Skype being like, hey, can you help us deal with a thing? And it's like,
no.
I guess. You've gotten your wisdom teeth out, right, Maximilian?
I still
would
have.
Hope at this point.
I still have all 4.
You still have yours.
I still have all 4. Which is like, is there a point in life when you can be like, okay, if it hasn't happened until now, you're most likely safe?
I mean, to my knowledge, wisdom teeth just tend to rot. Like that's why you take them out, is just because they
well, I wanted to
of
have
all your teeth, they're of your teeth, I think they're the weakest. That could be an old wives' tale. Let's face it, a lot of us grew up with old wives' tales to get us to do things that we don't want to do.
To my knowledge, they can stay. Not everybody. They don't turn problematic for everybody, so you don't have to get them out. But for many people, they do turn problematic at some point in their life.
Okay.
And
yeah, I looked it up. When is wisdom teeth removal needed? When wisdom teeth can cause problems down the line, or x-rays show down the line, because they could damage other teeth because it's an extra set of molars and it will push other teeth around.
Well,
So
we
that
could
makes
say that
sense.
Max is none the wiser.
I mean, those wisdom teeth did not give wisdom. Maybe they're holding the wisdom, and once you take them out, it's like opening like the Ark of the Covenant, and then suddenly he'll become a wise wizard.
Oh,
But
great.
yeah,
Or a
sorry to
melted Nazi.
interrupt you with wisdom teeth, but yeah, your friend got their wisdom teeth removed.
Well, I think they're called wisdom teeth because when you have them out, you're like, ow, that's smarts.
Yeah.
And, well, what else can I say? I mean, it's been... Other friends have caught COVID. Other friends have just been struggling with stuff. The same friend who had her wisdom teeth out, we went to go get, just look at a cat. Just look. You know, you go to a pet store, of course, you're only just going to look. So here's the fun of this. We have to go back in time to where I snuck a check at Ponyville Cider Fest 2022. And my friends, they all glared at me terribly and then gave me money to help pay for the bill, which I gratefully accepted. Yes. Well, the funny thing is, because of that encounter, when we go to just look at these cats, there's really only one. My friend, she's sitting there. She has it. It's prowling the little green area. It's lying in her lap. It's looking up at her. She's lost.
Yeah.
She belongs to him now. Technically, vice versa. But here's the weird thing: PetSmart would not accept a credit card. You have to pay $125 in cash. And I don't understand why.
I don't understand why either, because you would think you would want a paper trail in case, you know, that cat goes to a not good person. Yeah.
I don't know what the reason, but of course, this is the post-COVID era. No one sane is carrying that kind of money around in their wallet. You know, money changing hands, not good. Well, I'm not sane, so I still had all those 20s from the dinner. And so my friend is looking at me like, why do you have $120-some in your wallet? And I'm just holding the cards and just make it rain. Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. The cat found this very fascinating, by the way. Make it rain, make it rain.
I can't judge that because I think it took me at least... Aponafest was in May. I'm pretty sure it took till after Winnie City for me to actually deposit the cash I made from Aponafest in there, because I was just like, I mean, here you go. Here's... Places still do take cash, and if I spend this cash, then I don't have to see my bank balance go down. And that makes me feel better in the thinky parts.
Yes,
I
indeed.
like using cash more, too, honestly.
So I am now the cat's sugar daddy.
Somebody draw fan out of... Somebody draw fan out of it. Like, just somebody just making it rain.
The past few months.
Wait, this reminds me of something. And
then we drank drinks that were smoking.
Smoking. Oh, those glorious drinks at Altitude.
That place is
no.
Unbelievable. What?
Oh
God, this was from so long ago.
So long ago, and okay,
so there's
half
Josh.
Remembered.
That's Ink. There's me. There's Silver. There's you. Oh, that's Master Code and that's Thespio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, not Master Code. CC.
Oh, not Master Code, CC.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw Suit, and I was thinking of the Mr. Ace Man.
But it was you making it rain on Silver, not Silver making it rain.
You could tell that this is an old picture, because it was still me when I would just draw myself in a blue tank top and decide, you know what, I want my costume to be more difficult to draw. Let's add stripes.
Yeah, and I believe your Silver Quill is just your EQG design.
Yes. It works.
I wasn't
with shades.
Yeah, I wasn't creative enough to come up with the outfit with the jacket and everything. So
I still love this picture. You need to do more of these draw the squad things. They're so funny.
I mean, I'm almost done with my Hexafusion, so now is the time.
But no, for people who are wondering, I'm referring at Everfree, which was the last time me and Silver saw each other. There was this bar restaurant at a top of a building. Because Because that's where you go when you have the friends in the trading card game group like we do, who are like, hey, you want to just eat gold at this point? Let's go do that.
It's true.
And this place had insane drinks. Like they bring it to you on a silver platter, lift up the serving thing, and then it has dry ice everywhere. What was it called? A Cloud 9 or something?
That's the one.
Oh, it was so good. And the steaks were also very good. One person ordered a steak that just was like beef butter.
Beef butter.
If there was any justification for why I could never become a vegetarian, it was that restaurant.
And what was another? They brought a whiskey, and it was encased in a glass cover, swirling with smoke, and you lift it off. It did have a nice smoky taste to it.
It's one of those places, because like your friends are insane. As someone who's only known them for about like a year or two now, they are the nicest people.
But
they are fucking insane with the places that they go to. The blue collar used to be in Section 8 part of my body screams every time we go to a place they pick.
But hey,
but they pick some good places.
No, the thing is that they fight. Him, the little hippogriff guy over there, and those card game people fight for the check, and it's fascinating to see. Because
it's a strategy game.
Because I mean, didn't you go to a restaurant early one time and be like, hey, when this group comes in, just put it on this card, and all of them were like, you fucker.
Oh, 4D chess.
It really is 4D chess.
It's part of my kill them with kindness strategy. You can't stay too mad, because it was like saying, you can't say, oh, he's such a bastard, but then deep down, I am the bastard because I'm driving them to this feeling.
Master Code is a bastard though, because I tried paying for his dinner one time, and then he came over to my table the next day and he was like, and walked away. It's like, I was being nice to you, and this is more than what the dinner cost. You get back here. What do you do for work?
And he's all like, oh, can't hear you. Walking away.
Walking away with my GoPro. Bye.
Bye.
Like, I don't know if I like you or not. But those are some insane times. But, you know, along with the life you're living, you've probably consumed media, so...
much media lately.
Consuming?
That way.
That way. No way but the highway. Well, I've mostly consumed audiobooks and Netflix.
Any one particular one?
Any one in particular you want to share today?
You have thoughts and feelings on?
Imagine if you just said, nah.
Well, I am. Last time I was on, I believe I recommended the Red Rising trilogy and its sequel series, and
so.
I'm just started on the most recent, which I'm at the part where it is a siege of an entire planet, with all the strategy and, quite frankly, difficult, damning choices that come with it, and so I'm thoroughly enjoying that one. Let's see here. But I'm always terrible with names of authors. So the Red Rising series is by Pierce Brown.
Okay, I'm looking at the right one.
How do you not remember that name? It's so easy.
I'm lucky I remember my name some days.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Jim.
Oh, yes. There are some who call me Jim and Kim.
Some that call me Jim.
And Peter.
Some people call him Matt. Some people call me Catherine.
I was trying to figure out like what would work for your name.
I only know Catherine from the video I sent you where I was like
Christina.
Parting my hate.
Christina.
I genuinely hate that one.
Some people call me a space cowboy.
See, so long, Space Cowboy. But yes, tell us about the most recent installment.
Well, I don't want to give too much away. It was a risk I ran last time. But a conflict is coming to a close, and the siege of Mars is seemingly the climax of this conflict. So you see it from both sides, and the author does a fantastic job of not making anyone seem like totally the villain, except for a few choice characters who, in real life, there are people who actually delight in being that cruel. So it's a good blend, but the point of view characters, you're not really wanting to see one win or kill the other. You're like, can't we all just get along? And it was a lot of fun. Now, over on the Netflix side of things, I checked out Kong's Skull Island, which was, it's just, Kong's barely in it. Kind of kills the point.
But the movie's called Kong. What's in it? The island?
The island. The island. And a dog.
Oh, okay, so the movie's great.
Could have been worse.
As long as you don't hurt the dog.
Then there was the dog.
Then there was Cyberpunk Edge Runners, animated tie into the Keanu Reeves promoted video game, which, to be honest, the anime I think is much better than the game.
I agree.
There's no bugs.
I love Edge Runners. So good.
Yeah. It's a coming of age story, but also a little bit tragedy.
A little bit?
Again.
And I mean,
coming
of age is relative.
Like, I remember the end of. I remember when me and Max watched the last episode. We were like, "Damn." It was good, right? No, it was really good. Just.
I need to go cry.
Yeah. It was.
Oh wait, sorry, we're guys. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. Excuse me.
It was just brutal.
Oh, but in some ways, it's a beautiful tragedy.
I mean, it definitely is beautiful. Like, it's very nice looking show. Though, the intro, come on, you're Studio Trigger. You could have had a cooler intro than that.
Yeah, that was a little bit very low-key. Just a very calm song.
It was just walk cycles, if I'm correct. And I remember when we were watching the show, because we would stream it from my Netflix, Max is like, skip the intro. It's like, it's boring.
Like, are they going to alter it throughout the series or not?
No.
Nope. It stayed the same. No updates whatsoever. Talking about updates,
at least
she now has a head.
I now have a hat. I mean, the show did have Best Girl, which is Rebecca. I love Rebecca. That's not Rebecca on screen, but...
No. Wait, I can get Rebecca on screen if I find any
I mean, you want to be careful when you look her up, though.
Do we have any picture of Rebecca where she's not just in her underwear? Any pictures of Rebecca?
Here. I'll give you a safe one. Here you go.
Okay, that is indeed a pretty safe Rebecca. Let me...
it was the first Google image, because the second one... No.
But this is also a little...
Thank you.
She's looking a little bit too... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, if you have the same one, the same order. But this is, like, very atypical Rebecca. I mean... Oh, here we have a typical Rebecca. This is more true Rebecca, but still being safe for Twitch.
Yes, I love Rebecca.
Yeah.
She is nuts.
She's nuts. And she does the whole hold the gun the sideways thing. Because that is cool.
Oh, yeah.
And... it's not in this screenshot, but she does get, like, these big hand enhancements. There we go. I love it when she... I love characters who get, like, chunky hands and chunky shoes and stuff. I think that just from an aesthetic point of view looks cool.
Well, somebody is a Kingdom Hearts player in the making.
Oh my god, you read my mind.
No. That chunky does not equal Sora shoes. I'm talking about Jet Set Radio and cool Dreamcast shit. Not hi, I'm Sora. Don't let the darkness consume you, Goofy. But God, Edge Runners is so good, but it's not for the faint of heart, in my opinion.
No.
Especially the final episode. But I will say there was one villain who I think was cooler in the anime than he was in the game.
Oh yeah, I agree. Though, yeah, if you wanted any tone, I think in the second episode, someone's head just blows up. And there's no discretion. Dude's head just blew up. And it's in slow motion, too, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Fun for the whole family. I hope you like pink goo.
Actually, you could do a medical. Now, you see, class, over here is the cerebellum. You see this little goo bit that's flying lower than the others?
Yeah.
Now, up here, we have the medulla oblongata.
You see the part that just landed like on David's forehead? That part is the cerebellum.
They had some professional autopsy doctors on staff as consultants for this and many other scenes in the show.
Yeah.
Also, I'm absolutely fascinated by which pictures Google feels the need to blur out of Rebecca. Because so far they're all fascinatingly enough, except for a lot of underwear. My Google search is relatively harmless. I haven't seen anything truly NSFW, but some things are still like blurred and like it's her in
like
the same amount of
image is like is not really that bad.
It's her in the same amount of underwear as in the 5 pictures surrounding it that are not blurred out. So
like,
Google.
I would like.
Just see. I'm not saying it's wrong, Google, but a bit of consistency.
Bit of consistency.
Yeah,
but also, you feel like the FBI, wow, there's an uptick in underwear shots. Oh, someone searched Cyberpunk again.
Someone searched Rebecca again. If you want to get full nude, just look up the main character or the one who's always in the bathtub, or David himself. Like, David's naked for a lot of the show, so if you want some anime man ass,
but
watch
I was about
Edgerunners.
to say it's mostly butt shots.
I mean, yeah, because everyone's afraid of penis. I don't know what to tell you.
Behold the mighty penis. So
Yes,
I guess Silver's medium turned out to be Edgerunner.
Edgerunner.
Yeah, there you
and,
go.
well, they hold on the schlong shot with the pan.
But yes, anybody.
So those were silver medias.
Yeah, I mean, we already said none for the faint of heart. Anybody who should watch it.
I feel like some people may ask, do you need to have played Edgerunners to get this?
No.
I have not played Edgerunners, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh wait, Keyframe said the word Edgerunner too often, so she backed out.
Discord does not like me today.
No. We had issues earlier in a Skype call too, so maybe it is my end, which is great because I'm the host.
So great.
Yes.
But
it's so great.
So you don't need to have played Cyberpunk to do this, because it's a prequel series. It takes place the year before the events of the game.
Oh, or multiple years, I guess? I guess the show itself takes place over the
show takes place over years. The end of the series is the year before this.
Okay, because I was about to say those events did not all take place in a single year. Did
No.
Okay.
Especially if you look at David. David, beginning of the series is not the same as that.
Exactly, and I
but
was like,
the end of the series is the begin. Well, like a year later, then you have the game.
Yeah, cool, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an action drama anime. It doesn't have the whimsy of, say, Little Witch or something. It's not whimsical at all. It's technological, sexy, and sad.
Oh, it's so sad.
Very sad, especially the background characters who are just having cyber sex on the street. Like, wow.
Yep.
It's like, I can't help but notice that the guy was there the previous day's shot. Has he gone anywhere?
No.
Done anything else?
Nope.
He DoorDashed a protein shake to get him back going, and then there you go.
He's just living the dream. Not sure
living
whose dream, but he's living a dream.
His, obviously.
Yeah, apparently his dream. So wait,
who wants to go next?
Guess
Do you want to talk about
should we go with the avant-garde choice in the middle so that I can bring us all back to pop culture?
Sure, that works fine. Hey guys, it's me. You know about icebergs, right? So, if people don't know what an iceberg video is, there's those. It's basically a video that goes through something in pop culture's iceberg, which is usually an image that has different layers because an iceberg goes underwater. And as you get closer to the ground, you get to more avant-garde, esoteric, weird facts about said subject. Surface level all the way to the bottom of the ocean. But have you ever seen one that's about icebergs themselves? Well, I have the video for you. So this is from a YouTuber I watch named Quite, and this was his first video back in months. Because he went through stuff. But he went to Iceland to record most of the video. It's not there yet, but the whole video is just about different facts about icebergs. Not just the Titanic, but about iceberg facts of all types, including Amazon Prime, apparently.
Yeah,
Get YouTube Premium. But, like, Funny Hoodie Man has finally returned. But, yeah, so it goes over so much stuff, especially like what qualifies as an iceberg, what qualifies like different types of ice in the ocean, iceberg colors, different ships that have sank because of icebergs. The fact that there's an iceberg equivalent to the doomsday clock, and all this stuff, and what countries have land claims in Antarctica. Here's one fact from that video that fucking made me question my sense of self. Do you know that there's no land in the North Pole?
Yes. That's
all ice! You can go under the North Pole! Like that whole like ice cap that you see. It's not it's not like Antarctica where there is land under all the ice and snow. It's just a floating pile of ice. I never knew that. No one taught me that. I always was like, is it too small to just be to be a continent or something? Is it just part of like North America? No, it's just ice. But like that fucking blew my mind. And there's a lot of stuff that he talks about in the video that I was just like, wow, I never knew this. Especially about different ships that have sunk because they're like, hey, let's swim through this ocean of ice. That won't end badly. Even though there's one that I think is amazing, which was like, there was a wooden ship from the 1800s called the Endurance that sank. And they took 4K footage of that ship, of that underwater shipwreck, like a few years ago, and the ship is still mostly intact. A wooden ship from the 1800s is still mostly intact.
So it both failed to and did live up to its name.
Yeah, it did endure in a cosmic sort of way. Also, do you know that an iceberg that's not big enough to be considered an iceberg is called a Berg bit? I think that's hilarious. I think that's hilarious. But yeah, it's a really thorough video because he has like a weird hyperfixation with this, I guess. And I mean, hey, I would respect a person who flew all the way to Iceland so he can record outside to be in the place where their main tourist export is icebergs. So I actually recommend this. It's a 2.5 hour long video essay.
I'm trying to find,
however,
is there a shot of his actual iceberg? Wait, is this maybe?
Huh?
No,
it
a good
should
iceberg,
be near the beginning.
Yeah, a good iceberg video usually shows an iceberg.
Yeah,
like
but you skim through it, so...
Infamous image. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, it's building up.
I mean, that is what an iceberg template is.
First
if you go to the beginning
of
layer 1, there you go.
Oh no! There's a lot on.
Here's the thing that I'm going to tell people.
I have watched some iceberg videos, but that's a lot.
This video is split up into chapters for each layer. So you can feasibly just turn on and watch a layer, and then you could put the video away and then go watch another layer later. You know, because some people are like, you know, have little peewee baby attention spans and can't put on that. But they're fine with a true crime podcast that goes on for 4 hours, or a D&D game that goes on for that long. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not self-reporting either.
I was about to say, this sounds... Weren't you the one who opened up with like,
I know. No, I'm specifying. It's just that everyone says my tone of voice sounds the exact same no matter what I say, so I have to specify. But I really recommend this video. It's actually... I didn't think I would find any of it fascinating. And then I got halfway through the video and I was like, when did I get here?
And I have seen...
It's a surprisingly fascinating topic.
I really, I guess it's like... No, because I have seen iceberg videos on topics that I thought I cared about, and then halfway through the video I tuned out because... turned it off because I had already tuned out to it, because it's like... You're reaching so much. But yeah.
This is stuff about actually true things.
That's what I believe. I believe you. I'm just pointing out. I can tell from the passion with which you talk about it that there is interesting and awesome shit in there, which is like, who would have guessed that watching a video about a topic you didn't think you would be interested in might be just the thing for you.
My one thing I will say that I took especially from this video, and then we can move on to the not esoteric subject, is so many things, especially in the first and second layer, just make you realize more and more that the people who thought it was a good idea to have the Titanic sail where and when it did are fucking morons. Because, like, the thing is, they had so many things telling them, hey, don't go this direction. Or, hey, maybe we should turn somewhere. And they're like, nah, the Titanic can handle it. We're big boys. We're a ship with big boy things.
Unsinkable.
Especially, there's one part of here where they talk about a book that is about a ship called the Titan, that in the book specifications, the boat, the Titan in this book, has an only 80-foot difference to the Titanic, and also sunk because of an iceberg. And this was a boat. This book was made 20 years before the Titanic sailed, so everyone was like, it was a premonition, everything. The author came out and was like, no. The reason why that this seems so similar is because I know a lot about boats, and I know what not to do, and they sailed when they shouldn't. Because, like, yeah, the hull would have sustained the ice being hit by the iceberg, but not the sides. And you shouldn't boat into this stuff. There was literally a boat that was hit by the same iceberg, like, very recently beforehand, before the Titanic sailed, but because that boat still went into port, they were like, oh, the Titanic can handle it. This thing will just make you feel worse for the victims of the Titanic, because, God, the people running the Titanic were fucking idiots. But yes, please go watch this video. I love videos like this, and videos like this need to get more engagement so I can have fun ways to teach people things. This is what edutainment should be.
That sounds like a pretty spot-on example. But yeah, before we move on to the final media, we need to keep updating the evolution. She now has head and
have a little paintbrush.
Yeah, head and paintbrush.
I'm the art mafia.
It keeps going.
Yes, if you're comfortable with that being your weapon of choice.
Yes, I love that.
Excellent.
Well then.
Maddie's got a pencil, you've got a brush.
Yeah.
And with that,
but yes, please take us back to pop culture land.
Yes.
We need our IQs to shrink a little bit after this.
Yes, absolutely. And nothing nowadays makes your IQ shrink harder than a Disney property.
I can feel my gray matter dissipating in my brain as we speak.
So, since Disney has not completely burned me on Star Wars yet, we watched Ahsoka because we liked the character Ahsoka's appearance in
Clone Wars.
Oh no, in Clone Wars we have not yet gotten to the part where she is not annoying.
I thought you asked when Ahsoka first appeared.
No.
Sorry.
We started watching Clone Wars, but we couldn't make it to the part yet. We need to get back to it. We didn't make it past the part where Ahsoka is unbearable annoying. So we were still like, she's so annoying. But it's like I watched.
She's never annoying. She's my baby girl.
This is Copium talking, and I heard that she becomes an absolutely brilliant and beloved character once she gets humbled. But in the beginning, where she is just the worst of every child character ever, I don't know. I just want to see her fail, and the fact that I heard that she actually does, and after that grows and goes through an arc, I need to get back to it. But however, live action Ahsoka, where did she first appear? It was in Mandalorian too, wasn't it? Where in Mandalorian.
Yes.
Was it
Ahsoka. I mean.
No, first I believe
you're talking about first
too.
in appearance, right?
Yes.
Because if we really want to pick hairs, her first appearance in the live action movie was one of the Force ghosts in that whole scene in Skywalker where they had all the Jedis. But that's also very picky and choosy because they even had Freddie Prinze Jr.'s Jedi from Star Wars Rebels in that whole Force ghost sequence. So.
Anyways,
hold on. I'm gonna look up when Ahsoka appears in live action while you talk.
Yeah, excellent. But yeah, point being, so Ahsoka, she appeared in the current Disney Star Wars verse, and she was likable enough, and she must have been in Mandalorian too, because if she would have been in Book of Boba Fett, she would have had a lot harder time getting on my good side. It must have been because Book of Boba Fett was the entire thing about Grogu returning to Din, while she was involved in getting giving Grogu his first training. Actually, she was the one who figured out Grogu's name.
Yes,
definitely Mandalorian season 2. You know, when Disney Star Wars was still good. The last hooray. Okay, so to go back to the show that I actually have here, Ahsoka, it starts well enough. It's it has good characters. That's the thing. The main characters are Ahsoka is a good character. Sabine, who apparently also is from Clone Wars, got brought back and is a fun good character. Has a great chemistry. They have David Tennant as a wisecracking Jedi training bot, which is glorious. But then it gets into the thing. So the main plot, I guess this gets revealed very early on, so it's not really a spoiler. It's basically the driving thing about it. The main plot is that a very high-ranking Imperial figure who was thought to be dead seems to be alive and is about to return. Have never heard that storyline before. However, it is not about, yet again, a recycled Palpatine, thanks for that, but it is about everybody's favorite blue person, Grand Admiral Thorn. I never say the name right. Thorn? I just mumble enough, then you know who I mean. Thorn. Grand Admiral Thorn, the member of the Blue Man Group. Apparently played by his actual voice actor from Clone Wars.
I mean, when you look like that, you could still be played by your voice actor, in my opinion.
But the thing is, as somebody who has not watched Clone Wars, and therefore I don't know how great of a character he was. All the extended universe has been officially decanonized and burned to the ground when Disney bought the IP. So
except for the parts that they want, because apparently Lando's daughter is canon again, even though they decanonized the extended universe she appears in.
Yeah. But yeah.
Fucking hate Disney Star Wars. Sorry.
No. I don't blame you. I'm not here to sing praises of the show.
I'm holding my tongue because you know I have opinions.
Yes. But yeah, the thing is that as somebody, for me, beside through pop culture osmosis, knowing about Thrawn and that he was a big number and that he has a big fan base, even in the previous canon, but apparently also in the surviving canon. For me, the entire thing, like, they freaked out more over the hypothetical return of Thrawn than they did over Palpatine's actual return in Rise of Skywalker. And I'm like...
Because we didn't need Palpatine.
I know, but the thing is, like, as somebody who has not seen any media with him, it felt like, is this justified? Is the fact Denim put it very nicely at the end, like, he's basically treated like Voldemort Like literally like
'Cause
Voldemort.
He
As in,
basically is. As someone
Okay.
who's read the extended universe, because the Thrawn has like a whole fucking trilogy. Like he's a very important character in the decanonized, except when it's not universe. Like
but is the mere
there's a
fact...
reason he's so adored.
Okay, but is the mere...
He's one of the best modern era. I'm making quotes
But-
here, as in post.
But let me ask
that
you,
they've ever made.
is the mere threat of him hypothetically returning out of an exile enough for everybody flipping their shit completely and being in either in denial or in fetal position on the floor?
It is.
Okay.
I would say
okay.
so. Yes.
Okay. Then,
I too read the Thrawn trilogy of the now Legends canon.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, I would recommend that. I think that the trilogy is actually really
but
good.
isn't this decanonized?
Doesn't bring down the fact that it's a good thing to
I guess so, but it
consume.
I mean it's probably
and
independently.
also, like I said, it's decanonized except for when it's not.
Yeah, but I guess therefore we can recommend the Thrawn trilogy just as a piece of standalone media, independent of what Disney steals from it.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah. So for at least for me, as somebody who has not experienced media with him before, I had a hard time. All the whispering, that it felt a little bit like. I mean, they built a presence, but I was the entire time asking myself, is all this panic justified? And and I'm not 100. At the end of it, now once the show was over, now how to keep talking without getting into spoiler territory. Let's just say at the end of the show, I was still on the fence, but I was not lost on the idea. So from what
I mean, like, I don't know how they present it in Ahsoka because I have not consumed it yet. I'm very touchy with Disney Star Wars stuff, and I'm especially side-eyeing this one just because I really love Ahsoka. She's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and I want to see if people are like, "Oh, it's actually good," because I don't want to sit down and and watch my baby get bastardized. But from what I remember from the whole Thrawn, what they've made before this thing, Thrawn is such a scary character because ironically, how he rules is not defined by fear. Because how Vader, Palpatine, every other commander handles things is that they punish failure, they punish all this stuff, or they punish insubordination and all this. Thrawn's the team and his underlings, they are completely loyal to him because that's the thing. He knows you attract more flies with honey than rotting flesh. So he encourages this stuff, which causes more loyalty, which causes a lot scarier of things. Because there's nothing scarier than a charismatic leader. Because that gets you. Because when you can put on that veneer, you are terrifying. Because I don't know, Darth Vader becomes less scary because you know he's supposed to be scary. At least in my opinion, Thrawn is terrifying. It's like the Bellows principle, right? That everyone loved Bellows, and when he was doing the things he did in Owl House to become more to the people, which makes his actual intentions a lot more insidious and terrifying. I get that with Thrawn.
Okay.
Which makes him so much scarier, because how do you convince people that this loving, charismatic leader is not a good guy? Like, if he can get his reach extended out, if you are against him, you're going to be against a whole swarm of people who are essentially a hive mind.
Yeah. Not sure.
I don't know if that's how they present him in Ahsoka, but that's how they were presenting him in Disney Legends.
Definitely not a cruel tyrant. But a little bit of a detached mastermind character.
Yes, in a Jungian sense, his warrior aspect is in full control. He has very little personal attachment to anyone, and thinks very little of collateral damage in his campaigns. But to his soldiers, he is a charismatic and effective leader.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the show can was able to suggest all that to somebody who was not already familiar with him. I assume the show ran a lot on the Thrawn hype, and probably on the hype of the pre-existing characters. Now again, you can either see it as definitely a bad thing in the sense of, oh, you cannot properly enjoy the show and its characters without having seen the canon up to this point.
The homework principle.
Exactly, the homework principle. Or you can potentially see it as a nice, potentially a nice cherry on top for those people who have consumed the previous media with those characters and enjoy seeing it. But that then brings me to the point of the story overall. It was not like Book of Boba Fett, where I basically just finished it out of sunken cost fallacy and was.
And the best episodes were just Mandalorian
episodes. Exactly. The best episodes were the ones where we didn't even see Boba. No, it was like. It did its own thing, and it was entertaining to watch, and it was the discussions after each episode were not about how horrible and bad it was, but it was actually about speculations and whatnot about the plot and discussing what we watched. So good signs in that regard. Where would I leave it on the recommendation scale? I don't. Again, I cannot give a qualifier on how it handles the pre-existing characters. So take this as a very huge disclaimer. If this is for you a huge criteria, like you mentioned, Key, then check somebody other's opinion out. I cannot give it to you. I can give it to you as somebody who primarily knows Ahsoka from Mandalorian and Thrawn through pop culture osmosis. So So it was fine. It was a fine functional show. It's a show that is there's a good question. I don't know where the show is going. If the show is going for a season 2, or if the show is going for and now we unite all the modern day shows into one big crossover. If it is
here's the thing, is that the big crossover stuff with Star Wars at least makes more sense because it is all one linear timeline.
We have literally 3 shows in the Disney Plus canon that are all intertwined and literally take place at the same time, so they technically can
be. It has more reason to have a crossover of their characters than the season 1 ending to Marvel What If. So you know what? I'll give it that. If they cross them all over, it at least makes more sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Party Thor fight zombies.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't want or need any more intertwined universes. Sorry. So
I know.
If they keep doing this, and if they keep forcing me to watch, trying to force me to watch more Book of Boba Fett, I'm out. So
here's my recommendation, guys. I know this is Max's media, but here's my recommendation. If you, especially with how you are describing it, it seems like they're going with a Thrawn from Star Wars Rebels, which makes sense because
this is the canon, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's being played by the person who played him for Rebels.
Yeah, and I assume Rebels is still canon. That's my question.
Thrawn in Rebels is a different interpretation than what he was in the 90s trilogy and stuff, because he's presented more as an anti-hero in Rebels. But point being, just wait for Star Wars Visions Season 2 to come out. That's more worth your time. Visions is the best thing that Star Wars has released in years, and it's just the Animatrix with Star Wars on it.
It was fun, definitely. So
I'd rather have just animate. It does more with just being like, hey, what about these things that just take place in the Star Wars universe? Because that's the thing that gets me about Star Wars. I'm going to keep this condensed. The thing that annoys me about Star Wars, and why I fully believe that the best modern Star Wars film is Rogue One, is that they think that we have to keep following this same story arc and timeline through all these films. They don't know when to just close the book, and it's so disappointing because the world that Star Wars presents in the background of the Skywalker story is also fascinating. We could just have stories that take place about other characters and other things. That's why The Mandalorian was at least interesting at first. But no, then they had to tie it in with Boba Fett, tie it in with Ahsoka. We don't need that. Rogue One had one thing connecting it to the Star Wars thing, and that was because that helped bring the message from Leia. We get that. But besides that, they were contained characters that were not part of the Force, besides the monk who's like, the Force will guide me. But no one was a Skywalker. No one was a Jedi.
No one
Give
was a
me
Palpatine.
non-Jedi stories, for the love of God. I shouldn't be saying this about Star Wars, but that's what I'm craving. And fucking, we couldn't even have that with Solo, the most boring fucking... I hope Ahsoka's at least okay.
I would say so, unless it is butchering characters to my ignorance. So keep your ears on the ground regarding that one. But with that,
look, at least it gives you a good guideline for cosplays, for Ahsoka cosplays.
True. Art of the week.
Yeah, look, it's a little DA radio me. I love that they made Febby into an autism creature. And that's not what I call it. That's literally what that little yippee character is supposed to be. It's called an autism creature. I guess. And it was made by someone named Xavier was here. It's really cute. There's a second image that's Will, because I think this was made when Will took over for an episode, and he has his own little suit and everything. So, it's really cute. Thank you so much. That is so much pink in the background. But yeah.
George's pink power is dangerous.
Will likes the color pink, and that is great. I'm wearing purple. It's a shade that can turn into pink. But yeah, that's the art of the week. Thank you so much. Go follow them on Twitter. They do good art.
Yeah. Okay, then Q&A. Okay, I guess I go for a double because the first one seems to be a yes/no question.
Okay, I'm fine with yes/nos.
Yeah, Matsu the Blue Pony asks, do you ever have you ever heard of a game called Override Mech City Brawl?
No.
Sorry, no.
Okay,
next
that's the
question.
end of that.
Next question.
That's why I had the feeling let's go for a double.
That's the end of that conversation.
Exactly. Brandon Croker asks, for all favorite movies of the year so far, and also, what is the speed of the velocity of an unladen swallow?
Okay, haha, love that joke. But yes, favorite movie of 2023.
Okay.
2023 has been fairly good with movies.
I would say so.
God, am I just gonna say Spider-Verse? Because that was really good.
Oh yeah, this was also this year. Fuck.
Oh, yeah,
that's the thing is that, I mean, my favorite movie of the year was Guardians Volume 3 until Spider-Verse came out.
Yeah. Guardians is definitely also up there for me.
Okay, just for people who are terrible at choosing, 3 in no particular order. 3 of your favorite movies.
Okay.
You don't have to explain why. Just 3, because I feel like there's a lot that are really close together.
And also lots that are overlapping. So.
Tim, what about you?
Alrighty. Well, yes, most certainly, Across the Spider-Verse, fantastic movie. And while I am frustrated that we'll have to wait several years, it's better than overburdening and morally injuring the creative staff behind it. I hope we have to
wait many years. I hope the Animation Guild goes on strike and we have to wait 10 years for this movie and for people to get paid well.
I agree with 90% of what you just said. The whole 10-year thing, not so big on the
We waited 5 years between the 2 movies.
But there
People
wasn't
forget
a cliffhanger.
We waited half a decade for Spider-Verse 1 and 2.
A cliffhanger. I have delicate fingers. I can't hang to the cliff that long.
Wah, crunch time for me. I want to see what happens to Miles. Wah. Sorry, anyway, so Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. Then Barbie. If only for the
Barbie was
outrage
good.
it caused. Actually, that's why I went to go see it. I hear all these conservatives going, this is an attack on our morals. This is a move. This is feminist propaganda. Well, how did you like the movie overall? I haven't seen it yet.
How would you know any of the things you just claimed?
Elemental is just a by the books Pixar movie. Have you seen it? No.
And what was number 3? Yes, Guardians Volume 3. Just sliding ahead of the Mario movie, because with all the stuff that's going on with my friends, I wasn't in the best headspace to receive the Mario movie. It is a love letter to Nintendo, but if you simply went with the plot, okay, yeah, it's by the book.
Look, I feel like you need to go into Mario with just the expectation of a popcorn movie, but I don't think anyone has the expectations for popcorn movies anymore.
Nope, we're all expecting a deconstruction of the gaming genre.
Everyone wants an Oscar nom, but they don't know what that means. But that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But okay, Max, what are your top 3?
Trying to.
I'm assuming Guardians 3 is on there.
That's the thing. Like, how much do I go into repeat? So, how about Little Mermaid, Cocaine Bear, and Quantumania? No, I have not seen any of those, and I don't have any intention to see any of those. Then again, Cocaine Bear sounds fun.
Oh, Cocaine Bear was really fun. Here's the thing: except for Quantumania, two of those would have been very solid options.
Okay. No, but my tutus give a little bit of different answers, because Guardians and Spider-Verse are both phenomenal movies and are probably top 3 material. But to throw a few other titles into the room, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, I loved it, and I hated that it went up against what was it, up against Mario, or? It was up against the bigger one.
What month did it come out?
It says 2023. March 30. In Germany.
All right, so it came out the same day as. There actually wasn't a lot the same day, but John Wick Chapter 4 came out right before it.
That's it. Okay, it was up against John Wick
and
then.
Shazam Fury of the Gods was also right before it.
Yeah, okay, that one flopped.
And right after it was the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Yeah,
so
okay.
it was just like, here's 2 people kicking you from behind, here's someone kicking you to the front.
Exactly. So it was logged in between John Wick and Mario. So, yeah, but I had a fantastic time, and I have barely seen... I mean, especially with the track record of Dungeons and Dragons movie adaptations. This one nailed the experience of the crazy shenanigans that a party gets up to. I love
It's one of the best ones.
Yeah,
the Dungeons and Dragons media adaptations. It's one of the best ones. That isn't just an adaptation of a specific campaign.
Yeah. Then John Wick 4 actually. Unless those fuckers, I already heard rumors about the John Wick 5, which. No, it was a fantastic quadrilogy. Take it.
The only way that I would accept this is if John Wick meets Ted from Bill and Ted, and they have some cool split-screen adventures.
Ooh, that one I would actually be on board with again. But yeah.
Or John Wick is actually a secret prequel to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He comes up in his phone booth being like, John, we can have you start life over again. You won't remember anything. Will you take my hand? And he's like, huh. And then he turns into Ted.
But yeah, I'm afraid when they delay. Guest goes first.
Just be careful. They might try to do a multiverse story. John Wick, we need you in your alternate use. Bill, as
I would take a Keanu verse. Into the Keanu verse sounds amazing.
And this is the FBI agent from Point Break.
I love it.
But
yeah, so that was
yeah.
2. What's your third?
I guess I will have a hard time to avoid doubling up. Or, haha, now to leave you with literally no choices if you want to have original answers yourself, Key. Nimona.
Damn it!
Nimona?
Yes.
Nimona was a Netflix film. It was the last film that Blue Sky was making before Disney shut it down, and it was like 80 to 90% finished, and then Netflix picked it up and finished it, and it's really good.
Okay, but
I really like that movie. God, okay.
Do you have 3 more, or do you need to double up?
Just to say, Spider-Verse and Guardians would have been 2 of mine, but I'm gonna go for original answers because, man, there were just a lot of really good movies that came out this year. So 3 that haven't been said. God.
I mean, technically, we haven't. Have you said Elemental yet?
Elemental is going to be one of them. I was saying that 2 of them. So.
Okay.
Elemental. It's so fucking good, and I'm so glad that it actually got word of mouth and it's gaining like.
Yeah.
It's apparently since the pandemic the most profitable Pixar movie, and one of the most profitable Disney animated films since Frozen 2. So, like, and I know some people will be like, that's just because pandemic numbers, but look, every box office except for fucking Mario doesn't look like pre-pandemic cinema numbers. But I'm just glad people are liking it. It's a beautiful looking movie, and the story is so good. I love it. And I really just wish that it would help that, like, that and Turning Red and Soul. Some stories don't need to be for everyone. Like, it's a very personal type of story that a certain demographic is going to get more out of than you, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. But Elemental is one of them. Blue Beetle is also on my list. One of my favorite DC movies so far. I loved it. It's so good. Everyone should go watch it. It's so good. It's better than The Flash. I know that's not a high bar, but please, if you need something to wash your mouth out before we get to the James Gunn stuff, watch Blue Beetle. But yeah, Blue Beetle, Elemental, and you know, I'm going to say it unironically, The Little Mermaid remake was really good. I think people shed on it too much because they don't like live action remakes, which is valid. However, I implore you to watch the original Little Mermaid again with adult eyes. Like, there are some things in it that I feel like should be brought up that they kind of do bring up and do differently in the new movie. Also, I think that the cast is really good. I think Haley is a really good Ariel. She was made to be a Disney princess. She looks beautiful, she acts beautiful, like, she's just perfect. And newsflash, these 2 Ariels can coexist. But look, I know some people are going to have, like, this stick up their ass being like, I don't want to watch it because it's a live action remake. But you know what? Shut up. Some remakes aren't good, and some remakes aren't good. Some remakes are really good. One of the best live action Disney movies in a long time was the Jungle Book remake. Like, to just deny it on a principle is denying the hard work of the creatives who in that production that do actually care. Because it is more than just the entity that told them to make it. And I think that they did a fantastic job. And I think more people should watch it. Will you find it just okay? I don't know. I'm not a big Little Mermaid fan, and I really liked it. Maybe if you are a big Little Mermaid fan, you won't. But you gotta give it a chance. So there you go. You're already paying for Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus. Go watch it. You're not giving it any more money than you are every other movie on that platform.
Or cancel your Disney Plus subscription. One of those 2.
No, I want to watch Great Mouse Detective whenever I want, and I don't have a DVD player.
I was about to say, have you heard of DVDs? Anyways, I guess we answered this question very thoroughly.
There you go. So next, luckily the other questions aren't as thorough. Let's see. Here's a would you rather from Chrissy's hair dye is on strike. Not anymore. Would you rather ice skate naked or get in a hot tub with all your clothes on?
That is not as easy as it sounds.
Hot tub with all the clothes on.
Are there other people at the ice skating rink? There's my qualifier.
Spoken like a true American.
I mean, I will do it in front of people. That's not the issue. But I would like to know. It's called consent. Are other people ice skating naked around me?
It's one of
or
those...
am I just the freak?
It's one of those nudist ice skating resorts.
Okay, well there you go.
Nudist winter resorts.
Then that's fine. Look, there is nothing worse feeling than wet clothes on the body that aren't meant to be wet. And especially hot tub stuff, because I don't want my clothes to shrink and feel heavy, and I don't think you would feel too good. So I'm gonna ice skate naked. I don't have the bits that shrink in extreme cold. I'm fine.
So we have...
It'll certainly be a show for everyone in the vicinity, but there you go.
So we have one hot tub and we have one ice skating. So I will determine which is the objectively correct answer. Here's the thing. I at least used to. I haven't reaffirmed this in the last... Oh Jesus! It must also be decades again. But I used to. I was a somewhat competent ice skater and inline skater. So I would hope that I'm competent enough to not fall on my butt, because that's the thing.
That is another thing. Is
yes,
that naked with blades on your feet
and naked on a literal ice surface, which keeps extra smooth so that you can glide. So
I'll be fine.
And I have no,
I'm just saying
butt
that's a
to
DIY
cushion.
guillotine waiting to happen for some people, and
or-
I'm not talking about for their necks.
Yeah, or it's motivation to just not fall over, because you don't want to.
Look, it's trial by fire.
No,
It's
but
like putting
Only there's
baby
no
oil
fire.
on a kid's hands and knees when they're learning to crawl, so they have to stand up to walk.
yeah, but I might go for the fully closed hot tub after all, but mostly because I'm chicken. I'm like, yeah, basically. It's like, I consider it the smaller of two unpleasant situations. Because, yeah, when I said it out loud, the nudist winter camp, I was like, yeah, that's the reason why those are not popular.
I feel like some people would get really insecure at a nudist ice skating camp.
Even if you don't go après ski with nothing but your sheath on, like.
I know. I'm saying, like, there's half of the people terrified, half of the people insecure, and then there's the overlap who's both. That whole idea is a Venn diagram of bad things.
And then there's the business where your assets will get frozen.
Assets. Anyways, next question is
okay.
probably me. We continue the Would You Rather train, and then it's all Discord from there, baby.
All right, is it J-Rock? Is he okay?
J-Rock. J-Rock, he
He's
is
okay.
there after disappearing for a week, and we were already like asking the local police, like, have you seen this man? And then we realized we neither know his real name, his real face, or not even his location. So, yeah. He's back, and he brings us another. Would you rather have a never-ending bowl of ice cream, or a never-ending bowl of salad?
Okay,
Silver.
never-ending bowl of what?
Ice cream or salad?
Ice cream. Well, I'm lactose intolerant, so a never-ending bowl of ice cream just sounds like...
It can be vegan ice cream.
But that's disgusting. I'm not a coward. That's the thing. I think lactose intolerant people who don't eat lactose are fucking cowards. Look, the thing, you can't deny that normal cheese and normal ice cream taste better. I don't care what you say, you're lying to yourself till you believe it. but no, for the sake of just, I feel like, I'm guessing the ice cream never melts, right? Like it just kind of. Boop, 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 boop.
I assume so. Yeah. I guess we can give this. And the salad also wouldn't weld.
I don't trust myself. I love ice cream, so
that's probably the problem.
I feel like the ice cream would just cause a lot of issues with me, of like the waistband variety. So I'm gonna go with the also I feel like I can shush up a salad easier than ice cream, because all you could put on ice cream is just more sweet things. With the salad, I could put blueberries if I want something sweet, or I could put chicken in if I want something savory. Like, you know. Okay.
So your answer...
Yeah, but Denim, when you eat as much meat as I do, you need the roughage. So I'm gonna go with the endless bowl of salad.
Silver?
Not because I'm a coward, but because I care about my body.
Silver?
Well, for similar reasons, I will also go with the salad. Plus, it's also better on the wallet. Eating healthy is an expensive endeavor. So if you have infinite resource of greens, then yeah, you're probably looking at saving a couple $100.
Yeah, J-Rock, I believe you underestimated how old, or at least old at heart, all three of us are. Because I also go with the salad answer, because while I do like ice cream, it is it's a luxury thing. I don't
it's
really.
A sometimes.
Yeah, it's
food.
exactly.
Like,
it's a sometimes food. I don't eat it. I primarily eat it during summer, even though we always have ice cream in the freezer. So we are adults with no other adults supervising us.
And here's the thing. I also just hope that endless bowl of ice cream, you can just kind of tell it like what flavor you want. Because imagine if it was only one flavor the entire time.
Vanilla.
I mean, I like vanilla. Strawberry's my favorite. But I feel like that's just a surefire way to get you to hate something, is if you eat it every single time.
But therefore I also go with the salad, because I like ice cream, but it is a sometimes food. It's a special food, so I want to keep it this way, because it's the same line of thinking. Even if I don't start to hate it, it will, as Keith suggested, it will at the very least lose its special status. However, salad, I actually like salad as a dish, as a regular dish. I'm usually just too lazy to make myself a nice bowl of salad, so I just grab a head of salad, mix a little bit of dressing, and just dip it.
I've seen... Yeah. And before people ask, no, I'm not. He's not saying like he takes the salad, rips it apart, and has like a bowl like chips. He like a fucking caveman. He just, he comes into the room with like the head of lettuce and just rips it off its stem and dips it and eats it.
No, I rip individual leaves and then.
Yes, like a caveman.
I'm not
Actually,
sure.
I should try that.
Put it in a bowl like a civilized person in society, Maximilian.
I still would say it's somewhere between the caveman and
I'm gonna
the
find
civilized
any
person.
justification to bully you. You know this.
I would say I'm eating it like a college student. Like, not fully... The caveman would just take this thing and into it. No,
I mean, I would do that.
I get my leaves, I rip them into fine pieces, and then I dip them and I eat them.
This is the same person who eats pizza with a fork and knife, so I don't trust this man. Anyways, on to Discord.
Oh, I have eaten hamburgers with fork and knife.
I've seen you eat hamburgers with forks and knives. I know. One of my favorite videos I've ever taken of Max was we were at a restaurant in California, and he ordered a quesadilla. We were at like Rocket Brews, and he takes out his fork and knife, and I'm like, you're supposed to eat that with your hands, right? And he's like, yeah, so. And I just have a whole video of him leaning his knife and fork, and I'm like, don't do it, and eventually he shakes his head and he's like, I can't do it, and he puts the fork and knife down and eat it. He couldn't besmirch a quesadilla, so who are you? I'm sorry, that is the funniest reply I've ever seen. Is just, who are you?
I am German. I'm not sure if this is. I don't actually think that I'm
it
a
is
very.
not just a German thing.
I was
That
about
is a
to
you
say,
thing. You have a weird sensory issue with food on your hands. I swear.
Well.
Anyways, Discord questions. So we have an obligatory spooky question.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Morning Avocados, and not morning as in the time of day, morning as in grieving. So someone had an avocado out for like more than an hour, I guess.
Or Max got his hands on it. Just now you got guacamole.
Anyways, dude probably eats guacamole with a fork. So
he's pondering.
Eat with chips like a normal person. Stop thinking. You're not good at it.
I smear it on my bread, and then it's an avocado toast with extra steps.
You don't put. Oh, okay, with extra sass. I like that actually. But yes, obligatory spooky question. What are your favorite Halloween themed songs? So I guess spooky songs.
Yeah. I guess guest goes first. I have my answer, but it will probably be stolen.
Well, honestly, I don't know if this is specifically Halloween, but Thriller.
What? Okay, I would say that's That's why I said spooky. Like things that just have the vibe.
Well, Thriller.
It doesn't have to be like it's like how some Christmas songs aren't actually about Christmas. They just have the vibe of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Like Die Hard, not a Christmas movie, but has the vibe.
Isn't it the other way around? Anyways,
it's not.
But yeah, okay, Thriller, obvious, yeah, would have been my answer too. I'm not sure if I have another one. I'm not very good with knowing actual song. I guess. Halloween. This is Halloween.
But that is perfect. So, is it the normal version or is it the Marilyn Manson version?
The normal version from the movie.
Okay, some people like the Marilyn Manson version more, and I think that's a red flag. Mine is Terror Time from Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I think that song fucking slaps. Just good old 2000s punk music, just yeah. But there you go. So let's see.
I should also just give lip service to the Monster Mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
Indeed.
Okay. This one's another one from Morning Avocados. You asked a lot today, Charlie. What's the music genre or singer/artist that you cannot stand being played loudly outside your house? I feel like this was personal based off something that personally happened to Charlie. I guess genre of music is the easier thing to say. I mean, I know that my neighbors outside my house sometimes blast like, I don't know what type it is, but it sounds like a mix between reggaeton and like daddy Yankee rap music at like 2 a.m, and I'm like, what? Just close your car door. If this is that loud when the doors are closed, you are hurting your ears. But I don't know. I guess if I had to pick something that I would especially hate, I really just don't like a lot of like mumble rap. Like if you're gonna play music really loud, let me hear the lyrics. Like let me party with you. Like stuff that has like super extreme bass and everything like that. It's like now I'm not having fun. But what about you guys?
Well, let's see here. If you play The Police with that song, I'll Be Watching You. No. I don't want to hear a song about Stalker.
Every breath you take, I'll be watching. But what if they play the Weird Al song about stalking? You know, do I ever freak you out?
Well, that's because he's self-aware. I don't feel threatened. Also, I'm pretty sure I could take down Weird Al. And then there's also Natalie
He's a national treasure.
He is a national treasure, but if he stalks me, I'm taking him down.
No, if Weird Al stalks you, that's a compliment.
Well, I'll be highly complimented as I take him down. Weird Al, I want to thank you for this honor. Now, pile driver.
But okay, Max, come on. You've never had an annoying neighbor blast music? Wasn't there your neighbor at your old apartment who just blasted EDM all the time?
It was, yeah, we called it Techno O'Clock, and we were like, oh, nice, it's Techno O'Clock. So we didn't hate it. So, I don't know. I mean, the specifier of hearing it blasted out of your house sounds gets this entire anecdotal aspect to it. I mean, there's obviously music I don't like. It's like those electronic music remixes where it's like I had one. I was out in, it was in a club, so it was not outside my house, where it was like the entire evening was a little bit like not my type of music, but I was there with friends and they were like,
they debate you with a song you actually like, and then the bass drops.
They started the Ghostbusters, and then build it up, and then the moment when I would go, and like, and I'm like, no, and then after 30 seconds of just electronic noises, they go back to Ray Parker Jr. and I'm like, no.
If you're gonna remix Ghostbusters, do the Living Tombstone one. At least that still sounds like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but it absolutely didn't. It was basically sampling parts of Ghostbusters and then just playing noise in between. And
we sample a piece of the song and use that sample to make a new song. I call it song taking.
Call it AI singing.
So yeah, if I would hear this outside of my flat, I would probably just be as traumatized as I was in this club. Like, oh cool, somebody out there is listening to Ghost. No! So,
rocket attack.
Basically. But yeah.
Okay.
We all
answered. Let's see. Here's one from Magical Dude. What's something in a media you like where you reject the canon and replace it with your own head canon? You know, I take this and replace it with my own.
I mean,
that's a good question. But I just need to think about like what do I personally head canonize I would.
Didn't we all make plenty of videos basically answering this question back in the day?
Yeah, this was basically
for one
the
certain
MLP
show.
days, wasn't it?
Well, I'm going to go with the Zoids franchise.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How can I put this?
What do you replace?
Well, it in a weird way, it's not what I replace, it's what I try to connect between all these disparate parts. Every Zoids series is its own thing for the most part. It doesn't have any continuity with the other pieces, so you have to fill in the blanks of, well, what happened to everybody else? They got old and died. But, why go from war-torn world with giant robotic artillery units to Pokemon Battle of the Day format? Well, what better way to avert a war than channeling people's aggression through entertainment battle? That sort of thing. It was the ultimate attempt at peace through entertainment rather than the battlefield.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to think something that's not just Pony Show, I guess. Max, go ahead of me. I need time to stall.
Oh no, I'm the one who has to buy you time. That's a rare occasion. I'm also trying to. There's probably in one show or another there is when there was shipping bait, and they never lived up to it. I'm probably the guy who was like, yeah, I don't care that it never was official. They totally were hooking up. But this is just more a general notion, and I'm struggling coming up with an explicit example. So we could also go for the fact that the existence, basically in Shrek 4, you have the entire alternate timeline shenanigans. That through the existence of Shrek 4, Shrek 3 canonically never happened, and therefore there literally are only 3 Shrek movies. Was this enough time?
You know what? I'm just gonna agree with that one. That's the best. That's the best one.
Kind of like X-Men: Days of Future Past. Get rid of that X-Men 3.
Or what was it? End of Deadpool Deadpool 1 or 2 where he shoots Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, end of Deadpool 2 where he shoots Ryan Reynolds before he can take sign the contract for Green Lantern.
Yep.
This was it just a break?
Green Lantern never happened.
Was it a breaking of the fifth wall, or did we go even beyond that? Because that was some multiple level shenanigans. Anyways, wanna add an own one, or just wanna be like, yeah, the Shrek one?
I'm just gonna say the Shrek one.
Okay, fair. Then
there's also the Digimon franchise, where if you shipped a couple and the season 2 finale crushed your dreams, a lot of people are ignoring that.
It sounds
they
very
rebooted Digimon, didn't they?
But yeah, let's get to the FMK. For Magical Dude got the FMK this week. So since Silver grew up in the 80s, Max was born in the 80s, and Key enjoys 80s stuff.
All true.
All true. Fuck, marry, kill 80s cartoons. Transformers, My Little Pony, Gen 1, and He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
Oh boy.
Have fun exploring childhood. Don't end a question like that with that sentence. So, Silver, you first.
Well, see, I'd marry Transformers in a heartbeat.
Oh,
I mean,
but why?
Because that transformation sound is like an orgasm of my memory.
Mm-hmm.
You probably make the faces like that too.
Sounds like that. You need to go see a doctor.
Depends. If you go multiple speeds too. Fuck. Well, I'd go with the He-Man, because there's a reason why Tila's nickname in the production studio was Thunder Thighs.
Oh my.
Man, that means I'd have to kill Generation 1 My Little Pony, but you know.
Yeah, you killed the start of a whole generation, you monster.
You know what? I'm not so tied to my later self that I wouldn't explore an alternate future where I live happily with my husband, Transformers, and my action on the side, the He-Man franchise, with Thunder Thighs.
I see. Well, then, who gets to go next?
I'll go next.
Okie dokie.
This is the hardest part because we didn't have we didn't have like our usual getting fucked around kind of thing last week.
I can mess things up for you if you'd like.
No. We have our combination. So you marry Transformers, killed My Little Pony, and fucked He-Man?
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to marry He-Man. I mean, okay. He-Man is naturally a prince, so he comes from a royal family.
Hey, gold digger answer.
Gold digger answer.
Oh no.
So we're getting that.
I just realized what you left me as answers. So,
but yeah, also I know he always wins, especially if we're going with 80s He-Man. So it's going to be a not very dangerous universe, and I get to be royalty. So there you go. I guess I'm going to fuck the horses.
Yeah. So you were not completely letting yourself off the hook there.
Here's the thing, Gen 1 My Little Pony does confirm to have humans, so in theory, there could be a human man somewhere. So there you go. And then, kill...
Actually, there's Scorpan's true form, and he's a prince.
Yeah, there you go. I could fuck a prince in one universe, marry a prince in another. And then,
kill the...
Yeah, I'm gonna kill Transformers. Look, apparently it's easy enough to kill them, as the first Transformers movie shown, so... Also, they're giant robots! And you don't know where they are, because they're just dressed up as cars most of the time. They could just transform, and suddenly they crush a whole parking lot of people! I'm providing a public service. So yeah, there's my answer. Max, have fun.
Well then, I am going to marry My Little Pony. I mean, it's where my online career started. I mean, G4, of course, but I mean, like, no, it's like there's a connection there. There's a connection that maybe this can rekindle my YouTubing.
You're essentially marrying Gen 4's grandma.
But given how old I am, this seems appropriate. Better than marrying Gen 4, don't you say? So
I suppose, yes.
Yeah. No, that we are both Gen 1 and I are the same age, so that is appropriate. So then I am gonna kill He-Man. I mean, let's just... This entire 80s fashion of super bulky people in leather straps. I'm sorry, I'm just not digging it. This is a crime against fashion, and this level of crime needs the harshest punishment. In this case, capital. So that's where the He-Man franchise goes. And I believe the He-Man franchise is the one that had is the most lacking for a successful reboot, isn't it? So it's just unrebootable. The other two, you can say about Michael Bay's movies what you want. They were successful in the beginning. So there is. It just wasn't meant. He-Man wasn't meant to last. She-Ra was, but She-Ra was great. But see, that's the thing. She-Ra's not up for debate. It's He-Man specifically. Yeah, and last but not least, this leaves me with my fuck answer. And I mean, they are Transformers. So, they're... I mean, as long as they don't get anything squeezed in between some joints while they transform, I'm pretty sure we can come to an arrangement that is functioning. Let's put it this way. And I mean, there are some female Transformers as well. I do not know how this looks in practice, but there are artificial means out there already. So I'm pretty sure the Transformers can provide. And that would be my answer.
I don't know what to say to that. I mean, it's awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Hard work and analysis which you do not